हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, पिछले वीडियो में हम रिप्रोडक्शन इन फिशेज पढ़ रहे थे और हम टेस्टीज के बारे में पढ़ रहे थे और टेस्टीज का स्ट्रक्चर पढ़ चुके थे। आज हम पढ़ रहे हैं एंडोक्राइन एंड सपोर्टिंग टिश्यूज ऑफ टेस्टीज। तो द अनसर्टेनिटी अबाउट द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ टेस्टिकुलर एंड्रोजन हैज़ नाउ बीन सोल्व्ड टू ए ग्रेटर एक्सटेंट. Highly vascularized bundles of cells described as Leydig cells have been reported many years ago बाय लेडिग ने जो है इनको खोजा था सबसे पहले इन द मेमेलियन टेस्टीज। तो मेमेलियन टेस्टीज के अंदर लेडिग सेल्स जो होती हैं वो उनको सबसे पहले लेडिग नामक साइंटिस्ट ने खोजा था। दीज सेल्स आर फाउंड बिटवीन दी सेमिनिफेरस एल्वेलाई एंड ट्यूब्यूल। इन ए क्रॉस सेक्शन दीज सेल्स आर लार्ज विद स्फेरिकल और ओवल न्यूक्लियाई often appear vacuolated because of the removal of lipoidal substances, and the endocrine nature of these cells was for the first time described in Gasterosteus oculatius by Craig and Benetti 1931, which was based upon their seasonal proliferation just before the breeding season. इसके बाद गोटफ्रेड एंड मुलेन ने 1967 में बताया कि शोन ए कोरिलेशन बिटवीन द हिस्टोलॉजिकल डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द सेल्स एंड देयर बायोकेमिकल कंटेंट ऑफ एंड्रोजन. Bunches of typical Leydig cells have now been identified in cyclostomes and other groups of fishes. Hardiste et al. 1967 observed Leydig cells in group of elasmobranchs. Marshall 1960 in Latimeria and many Teleos species. Staining of the cytoplasmic droplets with Sudan black B and the demonstration of endoid dehydrogenase leaves little doubt of their participation in stereocodegenesis. Webb 1969. However, in some of the Teleos species, the hormone producing cells are restricted in the walls of seminiferous tubules, who for the first time noted this difference in Esox and Salvelinus and names them as tubule boundary cells or lobule boundary cells. The difference between the lobule boundary cells and intestinal Leydig cell is largely of the distribution because both the tissues arise from the same source and are histochemically similar. Steroli cells are also prominent in testes of almost all fishes. Webb 1968 and Pandey 1969. The spermatogenetic units, whether cyst, ampullae or tubules, are bounded by a thin layer of connective tissue and contain two types of cells. One of these are the germinal cells, which are give rise to several generations of spermatogenic cells, while the other type of the cells are supposed to play a nutritive role during spermatogenesis. The spermatids and sperms are associated with the Sertoli cells and possibly they draw their nourishment from them during transformation. The fully developed sperms are found attached to these cells prior to spermiation, and this association may well be seen in fishes such as sharks, and these cells form the almost complete layer just inside the basement membrane where the sperm are matured at a given time. Apart from their nutritive role, the Sertoli cells may also be connected with the phagocytosis of residual sperms. The presence of hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase has been demonstrated in the Sertoli cells of dogfish. However, it may be summarized that the cytological feature of these cells suggests their three basic functions. First, nutritive; second, phagocytotic; third, hormonal, and that in their embryology they seem quite identical to the granulosa cells of the ovarian follicles. By secretion of sperm duct and male secondary sexual characters. The glandular epithelium lining cells of sperm duct probably always contribute to the seminal discharge, but in case of fishes there is, however, no symmetric study to account this. A good deal of variation is recognized among fishes, i.e. Formation of spermatophores, specialized pockets of sperms, and in other cases, thinning of the semen, though the hydration of testes accumulating the fluid in the testicular passages. In the elasmobranchs gonoduct, the spermatophores are regularly formed, and these groups of the aggregation of sperms become arranged with their tail directed towards the center, while the heads have spherical orientation. When they pass through the different ducts, may seem to receive a gelatinous secretion which bind them together so that they may remain intact during their transfer to the females. Spermation is a much simpler process in oviparous teleos where only a thinning of semen takes place. Clementus and Grants have reported that testes changes their weight under the pituitary regulation of spermiasis. In some teleos, a large structure tentatively referred to as seminal vesicle is found as a glandular development from the sperm duct, but they do not store sperms. They hardly provide secretion, which are important in the sperm transfer or other breeding activity. Secondly, sexual character in fishes is not commonly reported. However, in certain teleos and a few elasmobranchs, it has been observed some characteristics: coloration, size of barbel, disposition of certain adipose elements, and also differences in size of certain fin in male and female may be also attributed to the secondary sexual character in fishes. There are, however, no authentic account of this aspect among species, since the prominence of these features is associated with the seasonal reproductive cycle of fishes, hence are mostly liable to be related to androgenic influence in males. Little is known regarding the source of testes as an endocrine tissue in fishes. Little is known regarding the source of testicular hormone in fishes. The intestinal or lobule boundary cells, which are found in spaces between the seminiferous tubules, represent the endocrinal nature of the testes. These cells generally become more prominent during the spawning phase and gradually lose their prominence afterwards. Biosynthesis of androgen from cholesterol takes place within these cells. Certain other cells of testes may also produce androgens. For example, serotoli cells of Squalus acanthias produce B-hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase. Androgens in fishes have been found to regulate manifestation of secondary sexual characters during the breeding season, such as the color patterns, modifications of various fins, and the excrescences over the skin. At the termination of breeding season, intestinal cells start disappearing and so the secondary sexual characters. In certain fishes, where the secondary sexual characters are retained, apparently in the absence of intestinal cells, some other germinal elements have claimed responsible for the source of androgens. The testosterone is regarded as the primary testicular androgen of the fishes. However, Idler 1960 reported another one called 11-keto-testosterone from the plasma of salmon. The latter has been reported to be 10 times more active than the former one in producing secondary sexual characteristics in female teleos. Now we have seasonal morpho-histological changes during testicular cycle in teleos. Seasonal morpho-histological changes are well marked during testicular cycle in teleos, and the cycle may be divided chiefly into 5 phases as given below. First, resting phase. Soon after spawning, a quiescent period comes in between August to September. The testes are thin, slender, translucent, and yellowish in color. Histologically, seminiferous tubules are small in size and full of spermatogonium. Second, preparatory phase. Normally, it commences in between October to December. The morphological appearance is almost similar to the resting phase, except that there is a slight increase in the volume and weight of testes. Histologically, slow mitotic activity is seen and the spermatogonia start dividing. Third, Maturing phase, an apparent period of testicular revival in between January to March. There is gradual increase in the volume and weight of testes. These testes look more vascular and opaque. Intense spermatogenesis takes place. Spermatogonia reduce in number and numerous primary and secondary spermatocytes are seen. Intestinal Leydig cells become very prominent. 4. Spawning phase. Normally it commences in between April to June. During the phase, the testes show a well-marked increase in their volume and weight. They are turgid and pink in color. Milk oozes out on pressing the abdomen. Histologically, the seminiferous tubules acquire large diameter and are full of sperms. Different stages of spermatogenesis and spermiogenesis will be marked in various lobules. 5 है post spawning phase. It is also called as spent phase. Normally it commences from mid-July to early August and the testis becomes flaccid due to excessive discharge of sperms. The volume and weight is considerably reduced. Histologically empty and collapsing seminiferous tubules are seen, some of which contain residual or unexpelled sperm. The spermatogonia are the only germ cells during the phase. These are termed as resting germ cells and are known to give rise to the next generation to the sex cells. अब है फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम. तो ये है आपका पूरा की पूरा मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम था जो कि अभी तक अपन ने पढ़ा टेस्टिस के बारे में. अब अगले वीडियो के अंदर हम पढ़ेंगे फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम. आज इतना ही इस वीडियो में. आगे हम दूसरा पढ़ें. थैंक यू.